All right, coming out next, ladies and gentlemen, the street stock class. This is another long list, so I'm going to get right into it. Garen Waters in the number 2, Nathan Coffey in the 1227, Nathan Spellman in the 252, Tim Stoll in the number 14, Colby Rominez in the E12, or Romines, Brandon Smith in the number 48, Jeremy Clark in the 747, Dustin Osborne in the 203X, Chris Coyne in the 448, reminds me of my buddy Jacob Prusman, Andrew LeBrand in the 214, Eric Rice in the Reaper, Andy Riddenauer in the number 23, Logan Caldwell in the number 4, Kyle Fuller in the 1015, Tyler White in the number 7, Scott Risch in the number 2, Cameron Bailey in the 19B, Jonathan Plemons in the 73, Dylan Hoskins in the 14H, Sean Wiseman in the 787, Curtis Swanson in the number 24, Charlie Roby in the number 18 and a quarter, Joel Freiberger in the 437, Denny Camberin in the number 32, Caden Van Cleve in the 99, Steven Centers in the number 2, Patrick Rollin in the 354, Jacob Graham in the 488, Aiden Primo in the 613, Nathan Turner in the 626, Colton Kelly in the 67, Richard Kelly in the number 12, Robert Hill in the number 86, Clayton Kelly in the number 17, Randall Centers in the 85.5, Nathan Coffey in the 1227, Cameron Fields in the 911,
15? Yeah, that's right.
Hammond in the 427X, Jordan Reichmuth in the 91X, Tyler Sell in the 406, Johnny Swink in the number 86, Jason Kinman in the 42K, Robert Montville in the 2061, BJ Passmore in the P12, Jamie Smith in the number 96, and Nathan Mazier in the Naturally Nuts car.
All right, boys and girls, one more.
Also like to give her a shout outs to Miri Technologies, Kentuckiana Trucking. That's the trucking company that brought in all this beautiful clay. DeFlorian Dirtworks, who you just heard from, Chris DeFlorian, Schramm Logistics, Tim Hudnall's Auto Sales, Tim's Wrecker Service, Transformed Concrete and Excavating, Multi-Demo 10, and the MWFA. Just some things about this class. Front suspension, solid suspension is permitted. You may use one strap per A-arm, 3-inch by 6-inch by quarter. Rear suspension, no wires changed or any welding on the rear ends or the rear spring pockets beyond what is mentioned. Steering, unless stated in the rules, steering components must be a factory car origin, remain stock, and mount in factory location. Any gear is permitted in the rear end. Simple bar cage will be permitted. No material bigger than 4x4. Any tire and rim combos. Double tires are permitted. No fill tires or bead locks. Creasing of the body is permitted, but must be behind the back door on the quarter panels only. Bolt-on shifters, aftermarket brake and gas pedals are permitted. Hood may be wired or chained in 8 spots and no more than 2 double strands of wire per spot. Trunk lid can be dome dished or tucked. Doors must be chained, wired, or welded. Simplified wiring harness is permitted. No touching of the body mounts. Loaded factory OEM car bumpers or approved aftermarket bumpers will be permitted. You may collapse the shocks and weld all the way around the shock and to the mounting plate to the bumper, and there must be a 1.5-inch gap between the frame and the factory bumper shock plate.
18.25.
Each car will be permitted 4 6-inch by 4-inch by quarter-inch plates prior to the show. You can shape these plates. Anything you cut off, you will lose. Just a few rules for this class. look at how packed this arena is here tonight. Freedom Hall, Louisville, Kentucky. Get on your feet. People at home, get on your feet. Get back to your TV. Street Stocks are going live now. Green flag. Naturally, Nuts comes out hot. This red flag brought to you by Indy CNC. Check out Indy CNC for all your demo derby needs. Please check out Todd. Todd, where are you at, Todd?
That is number 2, guys. Let him hear you. A big round of applause.
do you guys think of that action so far here tonight on the street stock class? This red flag brought to you by the Simple Solutions, Robbie Crittenden. Get a hold of Robbie. You need that 4-6 taken care of. Be sure to check out SKD, Southern Distillery, the official bourbon sponsor of Bourbon Beatdown here at Freedom Hall. Go online and check them out. They've got all kinds of beverages for you to enjoy. SKD, Southern Distillery. Folks, wow, those two guys just gave it to each other. Holy smokes. Check out this live replay as the Reaper comes in and just waylays that other car. I couldn't get the number on it. When they roll it back over, we'll figure out who that is. The Reaper is Eric Rice. We're trying to stand him up here once again. That car they rolled back over was the 42K of Jason Kidman. Wow, what a great hit.
You gonna get back in that car? He gonna get back in that car!
Blow that engine! Pop that floor! Blow that donkey!
That's 42K. And Jason Kidman. I'm gonna say that car's not the best of shape, but he's gonna give it all.
Three, two, one, let's Derby. fire, fire, fire. Lots of dry chem going down. We're going to take that car off the track just for precautionary measures. Might have dumped some fuel there. Also, down on the far end of the track, it sounds like they might start loosening up some lug nuts if these boys don't start turning it up. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. This red flag brought to you by Electronic Solutions. And also brought to you by Fueled by Faith. Two lug nuts have just come off of the Passmore car also. Red flag, red flag. This red flag brought to you by Hinson Trucking and Perrier Logistics. The raffle car winner was broke off, but that guy did not want to stop. He was ready for more. So we're trying to get him stopped and get him out of the car.
Red flag. Guys, this car is moving steady pace. Hard hit and show for you guys. We need to get him off the track. We need to get him up the ramp. We need to get him up the ramp. Guys, ready when you are. Green flag, flag action.
Watch out, here comes the enforcer! Red flag. This red flag.
Red flag.
Sorry about that. That red flag brought to you by the Imagination Company, BND, Lindahl Incorporated. Stumps are the great shot there. And another one. Wow, Stump's continuing to work on that 14H. Fire on the track, fire on the track. 73 of Jonathan Plemons caught fire down there. Still fire under the car. They got that dry chem out. Still a fire under that car. Run a replay here.
Then we might got some on another car. Hey, check that other car. Check that other car in the corner. Over. Guys, there's another car in the corner. 67.
We got another fire down there in the corner. Get around. There's a lot of good I tell you what, these drivers sure are putting on a show for you here tonight, folks. We thank you for tuning into Throwdown TV, coming to you live from Freedom Hall, Louisville, Kentucky. Tell you what, I'm ready for this to be over so we can open up that end door and get some of this smoke and dry chem out of here. There's a lot of cars out there starting to heat up. A lot of smoke's being dumped. Keep an eye on that 4H right behind the 14 car there. He's going to burn it down. That's the number 40 of Smith that you saw was trying to burn that motor down, but he is broken off now. Red flag, ladies and gentlemen. This one brought to you by Eckhart Supply and Miri Technologies. Looks like we got some debris on the track we're trying to clear off. Going to give some of these drivers a chance to get out of their car and cool down a little bit, because I'm sure it's pretty hot down there on the floor. Green flags all the way around, and we are back to live action. a great hit by the 198. Sorry about that. That's the 19B of Cameron Bailey. My goodness. Whoa, he's getting into Caldwell hard. Keep an eye on Bailey. Here comes the Enforcer and lays a big shot on the 18 and a quarter of Charlie Roby. That Enforcer only comes out when a driver needs to pick up the pace. Again, and on the 18 and a quarter of Charlie Roby. Red flag, red flag, red flag. We got to check on the driver. That 18 and a quarter, Charlie Roby, just took a big shot by the Enforcer, and he needs to be looked at. This red flag brought to you by DDW DeFlorian Dirtworks, Twisted Metal, Eckhart Supply, and SKD Southern Distillery, the only official bourbon distillery allowed here at Freedom Hall. SKD Southern Distillery, your official bourbon sponsor of Bourbon Beatdown 25.
Getting some bumpers off the track.
We're going back green. 3, 2, 1. Let's Derby. Down here in the corner. Holy smokes. Oh, and just like that, Bailey's got to break off. He's done. His night's over. He spent it. He spent all of his car on Caudill. is a live look-in from the multi-demo 10 camera. Tanner Longest bringing you all these great action shots from the far end of the track. A red flag, red flag.
Red flag, red
Perfect
flag.
timing. Red flag brought to you by multi-demo 10.
Got a little bit more encouragement on these drivers now. Go around, keep going around it.
What you're seeing down there, folks, is some lug nuts being removed from that car. That driver needs to turn it up. And if they do not turn it up, those lug nuts, they take 2 of them off to start. And then we progress from there. Live looking on Alex Vasco and the All For Him Racing Cam. Alex, the GOAT of Demolition Derby videos. Check him out on YouTube and Facebook.
All right, guys, now we look.
Some of the greatest video content in Demolition Derby has come from that man.
All right, great means go. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, let's Derby. Great shot of the 32 of Denny Cameron. And the 427X of Hammond. These guys are pretty much in the center of the track, just all wadded up, putting in work, working hard for you fans at home so you can enjoy this great Demolition Derby. some input from you guys too.
Guys, give a big round of applause. They're out here putting on a show. We're starting to dwindle down. We're going to take it down to the last one to make a hit. All right, green flag.
You've been watching some great shots out of that 747 of Jeremy Clark. And all for him racing video cam. Just a quick look here, folks. I think we're probably down to around top 10 to 12 cars. All these guys still working hard. All of them want to come away with the win. P12 of Passmore down there doing work. You've been seeing him taking some pretty good shots on some guys. He's been working hard since the get.
Say something.
My goodness, this action's just crazy intense down here, folks. These guys are working hard. I'd be calling out some more names, but it's getting harder and harder to see in here.
Everybody stop.
A red flag, ladies and gentlemen, from what I can tell from where I'm sitting, left in this heat. The P12 of BJ Passmore, the 406 of Tyler Sell, the 427 of Hammond, the 2 of Gary Waters, the 1227 of Nathan Coffey, the 203X of Dustin Osborne, and the 32 of Denny Cameron. Man, these guys are putting in work here tonight. Holy cow. Just some real battles going on out there. So entertaining to watch. I hope you guys at home are enjoying this show. We still have 3 more heats yet tonight. Minivans, mini cars, and old school coming up after this. Green flags all the way around. Dustin Osborne putting in a pretty good shot there on Passmore. Red flag, red flag.
Everybody stop. Red flag.
This red flag brought to you by Bearded Designs and the Imagination Company.
Hold on,
Great shot down there by the number 2 of Garen Waters. Waters, 32 of Cameron. And Passmore. 3 cars still running. Passmore continues to pound on the front of Waters there. Of course, Passmore doesn't want to give any ground and get back up against that berm. And that's exactly what's happened here. Let's see if he can power out of it.
32 shots.
Waters and Passmore locked in a battle. Who's going to come out on top here tonight in the street stock class? Both these guys have been working hard since the beginning of the show. Waters has him up on another car. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner in the number 2, Garen Waters, pulling it off tonight in the street stock class here at Bourbon Beatdown 25. Coming up shortly, we're going to head down to the track for possibly some handshakes, and we're also going to get some live interviews.
All right, how we doing today?
Doing great.
Who am I talking to?
Eric Rice.
Eric Rice. Okay, now, you rolled a guy over. 45 deem, poof, right over. Was that the plan?
It was the plan, but I wasn't planning on it being that soon.
that soon, huh? So you typically, I see it says Reaper on here, so is that your driving style?
Driving style from 21 years.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we got a great group of guys called Brain Dead Misfits. They're a great sponsor of Track Shot Live. They want to give you $100 for your performance. That's what we call a $100 handshake. And I'll tell you what, you earned every bit of that $100. Congratulations. I'll tell you what, I think Tix has got something to say too.
I am totally ready. This place is totally awesome. These $100 handshakes was something that was started up in Minnesota, and we've been having fun with it all the time. Who do I got here?
Nathan Maziarz, Louisville, Kentucky.
Nathan, from the drop of that green, that skinny pedal went down. And you know what, crowd? Let's make some noise for these guys. They were a total show performance for you guys. So where we're at right now, we got a $100 handshake going for you, man. It ain't gonna pay for much, but you know what? Take the boys out and have some fun. Who do you gotta give some thanks to?
Oh, shoot. My father-in-law, my stepfather, everybody that helped me all the way down here, especially my wife with the painting and everything and showing up. It's been great, man. It's been great.
Hey, I got a question. Did that father-in-law have a smile like that when you brought his daughter home for the first time?
Yeah, you would say that, huh?
Hey, that's great family tradition right there. Hey, you guys, congratulations on that $100 handshake. You guys, take it back up to you.
All right, what's up, Derby freaks? I'm sitting here with Jason Kidman. Now listen, this typically isn't your typically isn't your style build.
Right.
You're into the heavy class, the pro mod class. How did it feel just to ease back just a little bit?
Well, I used to run a lot of stock cars back in the day, so it was nice to sit in the car where my body wasn't taking the beating, but the car was, you know. I was telling somebody, in the mod cars, you feel everything, and in these, the car takes more of the beating. So, had a great time, great crowd, you know. The car wasn't running great early on, so I said, you know what, let's just lay some shots down. You know, let's lay the smack down, junk ourselves. We're here for the crowd, and what a crowd for the first show.
Hey, Garrett, don't go too far.
I'll tell you what do you think about the track? The track held up great?
The track is great. Now, I wasn't real worried for our class because our cars are lighter, but the track is fast, it's hard, and not many people are digging holes.
That's right. Hey, Jason, thanks very much for the show, brother.
All right, let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
All right, I am standing here with the number 2 of Garen Waters. What do you have to say about that run, brother?
It was a very fast-paced derby, I think, for what it was. A lot of great drivers out there. Can't thank the people that were on the track and off the track with me enough.
Hey, no doubt about it. I'll tell you what. I was watching that rear end of your car, textbook roll, for a long time. Did you know how nice it was?
I knew how nice it was until it wasn't, when I could feel the back tires rubbing. So then figured it was time to turn it around after that.
So when you guys came down here to the end, what was your thoughts? I mean, there were some really good cars down here at the end.
Just survive in advance. That's all derbying's about. Try to beat the next guy.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you guys got out into the open right here, you couldn't have got luckier with that tire grabbing him.
Oh, no. Joe's a very hard competitor. We battle around home, know him pretty well, and he was going to be a hard one to beat. It may have been luck. It may have been I don't know. It was lucky that he got hung on that tire right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, you wheeled him into that position. I mean, you knew the tire was there. You knew it was out in the open. I seen you grinding and pushing him. A lot easier to hang him up than try to beat it bumper to bumper.
Oh, yeah, especially the way he builds 03s. With a 98 to 02 versus that, it was more trying to get him hung up or in a bad spot to get steering broke. It wasn't about trying to beat him bumper to bumper, that's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, as a driver, you gave him a ton of respect. You let him out of that hole out there. You gave him some fresh air. So you give a courtesy just like that. That's respect to another driver.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what we kind of made eye contact out there in the back. It was lose-lose for both of us in the corner, so we might as well just come out here where we can get going. And luckily, it was on my side and not his this time.
No doubt about it. You got to give some thanks to some people out there.
Without my dad and little brother, I wouldn't be here. There's so many people to thank out there that have helped me along the way. It's just, you can't do it out yourself, that's for sure. It takes a crazy support system to do this sport.
So tell me, what does it feel like taking the W home at the Bourbon Beatdown?
It feels great. You know, we're 40, 45 minutes from here, and it feels great, especially in my home state, to get this win.
There it is, you guys, right there. The number 2 taking home the big W. Congratulations. Let's go over and grab second place right away. Let's go right into second place. Hey, second place. How we doing?
Better if I wasn't stuck on this car.
I was just going to ask you, is that the first time you been beat by a rubber like that?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
All right. When you guys got out in the open like that and you were coming around, you had that steering, you kept that front end to the back. Are you pretty confident with the rear end of this car then?
Yeah, I'm confident with every car I build. Front, back, sides, it don't matter to me.
That's super good confidence. Hey, you know what? Everybody always says the 03s lose steering. You were still steering just fine, and that smile says it all.
I hope everybody thinks 03s lose steering, and I'll keep running them.
No doubt about it. You got to say thanks to anybody out there?
Wife, mainly, for letting me do this dumb sport, because I'm in the shop nonstop.
How does it feel to be in Freedom Hall right now?
It's awesome, man. Pulling in here, it's cool. I mean, I've never done it, and I always wanted to do it, and I hope I get lucky enough to get drawn next year, so I'll be back, hopefully.
Well, there we go. Second place right there. Hey, just had to have fun with you. Both the tire on that side. Nice run. Congratulations on the number 2. All right, let's turn her over to Fatty.
All right, guys, I'm standing here. Who am I talking to?
Cameron Bailey.
Okay, Cameron, you got a little different setup on this 4.6 than everybody else out here. Tell me about it.
So this is the first carbureted 4.6 on a factory intake and factory harness and everything. No MD or no ignition box, nothing special. It's it's the motor that came in it. So
how did it run? I mean, you probably ran the fuel injected. Now you ran the carburetor. What's the difference?
It screams. I'll give it that. Throttle was hung wide open, and that poor transmission, it was trying to hold on for dear life. But it was going.
Well, it looks like you got some homework for Robbie, because it looks like the throttle cable got stuck against the firewall. He'll have to figure that out a little bit. But hey, you was letting this thing sing out there, brother. That poor transmission. I'll tell you what. Congratulations, buddy.